All right, good evening, class, and welcome to week number 2. That is right, week number 2 of your 7314 class, which is your reference class. As always, I'm your professor, Dr. J.S.K. Austin, and what we will do this week is we will have a quick state of the course update, and then after we do that state of the course update, I am going to show you all the journal finder features and interlibrary loan features for our library and for our library resources, because you are going to want to know these things. First of all, you're going to want to know they exist because they probably will be in use at whatever library you go to work at. And then also, in addition to that, you're going to want to know that these things exist because you may actually have use for them in this class or other classes that you take here at CISL, or if you get another degree, you may use these resources then. So you will want to know about Journal Finder, you will want to know about Interlibrary Loan, and Dr. Jace is going to tell you about those things today. But again, first we need to get into that state of the course update, so let's do that. All right, here we go. All right, so first things first, I actually did not have anybody not do the syllabus quiz on time. Everybody did it on time, so good job there. And everybody also did their week 1 discussion, or their discussion number 1, on time, so good job there as well. You all are off to a fantastic start, and that is exactly what Dr. J.S. likes to see. Just keep it up. You do, however, have an assignment that is due this weekend, and that is going to be your database unassignment. So again, we're going to go into this here. This is going to be due on Sunday night. And basically, it's not going to be hard or long or time consuming. This should take you at the most about 30 minutes. But what you can do is, all you really have to do is basically take your database. Everyone has been assigned a database in this little announcement here from January, or this little post here from January 16th. I have assigned everybody a database. To find which database you are assigned, if you are not able to access your database, you need to contact me and let me know what the deal is, and we will go from there. However, if you are able to access your database, and all you really need to do is, again, below, this is the format that you'll take. So you'll just copy. You can just copy all of this here and then paste, and then replace the information that I have for cables, because I did this for the database cables. You can replace what I have for cables and replace it with your particular database. This should not be that hard. You should have your database name, a description, 3 unique features, the target audience of your database. Make sure you replace cables there with your database example questions and of note. So have all of those things there, and we will have a good rockin', jockin', slockin' time. All right, and then in addition to that, the other thing that you need to know is that also you actually don't have a discussion that is due this weekend. So I mentioned this on the check-in video last week, and I'll mention it again. This week's check-in, not this week's check-in, this week's discussion board number 2 is actually a 2-week discussion board prompt. So you're not going to finish it this week. You'll do an entry this week, and then you'll do an entry next week. But the due date is actually on February the 5th, okay? So, and you can see exactly what is expected of you here during weeks 2 and 3. You do yada, 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 do these things. Oh, God, have a post up by February 4th. That's not what we want. Hold on, let me fix that. Give me one moment. Okay, that looks a lot better. Okay, have at least one post up by January 29th. And you should have your follow-up post up by the end of week 3, which is February 5th. Okay, that looks better. So yes, again, this will be a 2-parter, and make sure that you do both parts. Okay. And really, that is pretty much it for the state of the course update. I will go ahead and also mention, because this is in here, your virtual reference partners have been assigned, okay? So go ahead and find your partner assignment in this announcement here, and you can go ahead and use the directory to try to make contact with your partner. If you are unable to get in touch with your partner, just let me know and I will assist you with that. Okay, and by the way, I hope you've been speeding this up. We are done with the state of the course updates now, and we will go into learning about Journal Finder and Interlibrary Loan. Let's do that. All right, so with that said, let's get into it with a little bit of Journal Finder and a little bit of Interlibrary Loan, 2 things that I think you are going to find very useful if you know what they are. However, I will say that for those of you who already know what these things are and how to use them, you can probably stop the video now. And in fact, this will be the case throughout the reference throughout the reference course, so throughout this semester in 7314. If you already know how to use something that I'm going to show, then you don't necessarily need to sit here and watch me go through it if you already know what you're doing. So yes, you might want to look at the state of the course updates, but then if you know how to use Journal Finder and Interlibrary Loan, then there's no need for you to watch this because you already know what I'm about to show. But for those of you who don't know how to use Journal Finder and Interlibrary Loan, here we go. I'm going to show you what it is and why you would use it. Here we go. All right, let's make me small. That's the first thing we have to do. Now, first of all, what I need to tell you all is that I am in Google Scholar, and I have actually done a search in Google Scholar. Okay, breweries and cultural heritage. Yeah, that is the search that I did in Google Scholar. Okay, so the reason why I'm in Google Scholar, a lot of you may actually end up starting in Google Scholar to try to find sources, and if you don't already do it, now that I'm showing you this, you might start because this is a great way to build up a bibliography very, very quickly. So what you might want to do is, let's go over here. Now, when you're in Google Scholar, if you see one of these links, then that means that, so if you see one of these links to the right, then that means that the full text is actually right there. So let's say that we wanted this thing right here at openrepository.com. That's got, it's openly available, written all over it. That is my dog making that noise. Hopefully he'll stop soon. Okay, development of a collaborative HBIM to integrate tangible and intangible cultural heritage. If you see this link, then that means that the full text is free over the web for anyone. So this looks like it's probably some sort of thesis or something. Oh, no, it doesn't. Okay, yeah, this looks like a regular journal article. Sorry about that. It was looking like a thesis at first, but then reality came back to me. So, yes. So we've got the full text right here. So if you see these are full text. So what do you do if you're using Google Scholar to try to find something and you don't see that full text button? Ooh, what do we do in those cases? First of all, we hope that my dog stops squealing. Okay, now we have this right here, cultural approach to understanding the long-term survival of firms, Japanese Shinise firms in the sake brewery industry. Okay, so let's say I click this, and I didn't have that link to the right, so I just click this, and as you can see, all I have is an abstract, right? All I've got is an abstract. And then hopefully it's not going to show me the full article when I do this, otherwise. Okay, great. This is exactly what I wanted. So it is trying to make me pay for this article. All right, it's trying to make me pay $50 for this article. Don't do that. Here's what you need to do. Because you pay your tuition and fees, you can use Journal Finder and Interlibrary Loan to get these sorts of things for free. So I suggest you do that and not actually pay for these articles, because $50 for one article is a lot. It is outrageous. All right, so what you would need to do is come back, in this case, to the upper left and get some of your citation information so we can track down this article. So let's do that. So what we are looking at is a journal called Business History. So we find that up here. We're looking for a journal called Business History, and you can see that also on this cover of this journal here. They've got an image of the cover of the journal, and you see Business History there. So what we can do, if we want to try to use Journal Finder in order to find this specific article, we can actually go to either of these, but I'm going to go to Journal Finder instead of, I'm going to go to specific journal instead of specific article. So let's do specific journal, and I'll show you exactly how this works. Now, I've already done this, so I know it works, but it isn't something that's going to work for every single article. The library will need to have access to the article for this to work, but in this case, it does. So you take, the first thing you do once you click that, find a specific journal, is you go to Business History. I mean, you enter the journal title, I'm sorry, and the journal title in this case is Business History. Business History. And we got it coming up here. And bada bing. What you do is you populate this, and you have to find whatever serves your date range. So in this case, we have actually, this is a service through the library, and it does the date ranges from 1958 to 1993. And then Business Source Complete, which is a business database, we have access from 1958 to the present, with a delay of 15 months. So let's make sure that the article we're looking for is within this date range. And 2015. So it is within that date range because 2015 was more than 15 months ago. So it is within this 1958 to 15 months ago range. So what we can do is we can click Business Source Premier and go into that database. And it's going to take us right to the publication homepage. So this is the publication homepage within this database. And what we do from here is we find our year. Again, our year was 2015. So we can go over here to our year, 2015, and then we need our volume and issue number. So volume 57, issue 7. So we got volume 57, issue 7 right there. Stop, Max. And then what we do after that is we just find our article. So cultural approach to understanding. And we see, if I pull up this, okay. You can pull up the sample citation in order to kind of look this over, but we also have our page numbers here, so we don't need to do that. So we need to scroll down to page 1020. And so we're starting on page 955, as you see right here, and we just scroll down until we get to page 1020. And there you go. Now, I've got that full text right there, and I can do whatever I want to do with it, as far as I can download it, I can save it, download it, I can print it, I can email it to somebody, etc., etc. So that is how Journal Finder works. But now let's try something else. If you are not able to find what you're looking for through Journal Finder, hold on. All right, but we're not quite done because there is another possible scenario that we need to kind of take a look at here. So let's say that you are not able to find that journal at our library. And so we've got a test case right here. So again, we're in Google Scholar, and let's say we want this guy here: cultural heritage, sustainable development, and the impacts of craft breweries in Pennsylvania. And if we were to click that, again, as you can see, I've only got an abstract, okay? It's not giving me the full text. I do not have the full text. All right, as you can see, I cannot click View PDF. So what do I need to do in this case? Well, first, I could try the Journal Finder thing again. And the name of this journal here is City, Culture, and Society. So if we put City, Culture, and Society right there, as you can see, no results were found. Don't give up when this happens. There is one other option that you have, and I'm about to show it to you right now, and that is our friend Interlibrary Loan. All right, so what you do in this case is you would go back to the library homepage. And this time, what you would do is request an item ILL at MU. And this is our interlibrary loan service. So what you do is first you log on. Okay, so I should be logged in. And then what you do is you do the, hold on, they've actually changed this a little bit. Okay, now I see what was going on with that last page, and I apologize for this. I forgot that the school made me update my password. So that's the reason why I wasn't getting into this. I should have gotten into this from that other page I was just on, and I wasn't, and the reason was because I was using my old password. But now I'm using my right password. So we are back in business. Let's go ahead and make this work and make it hurt. All right, let's put in a new request. Since we don't have access to City, Culture, and Society through our library, we're going to have to put in this interlibrary loan request, but we are going to put it in, and this will lead to us getting our article soon. So what you do is you go up here to new requests, and you, in this case, will select article, but you can get books or book chapters and different other things through this service as well. Books, usually you can only get the physical books if you're actually in Columbia, but your local public library probably also does interlibrary loan. This is not a rare service. Most libraries in the United States are using it these days. Max, be quiet. All right, so I already know, because they're trying to make sure that you're not putting in requests for things that they already have. I already know that we don't have it. So I'm going to put the title of our journal right back in there, City, Culture, and Society. And then I'm going to put our article culture. I don't know why my dog is barking so much, but I apologize if that's distracting y'all. All right, so our article title is here. Copy and paste that there. What else do we have? You really only have to do the required things, but I recommend doing the other things as well, just to make the process go a little faster and a little smoother. So in this case, we do have our author is Feeney, Allison Feeney. All right, so we're gonna put that there. Volume. This is gonna be volume 9, and you don't always have an issue number. We might not have one here. Let's see. Actually, that's not even generating my sample citation. Let's see. Export citation of text. And yeah, we don't have an issue number with this. We only have a volume number. So you just go with what you have. You can't make stuff up. So we've got volume. Sorry. We've got volume number 9. Okay. We don't have an issue number, so skip that. Month, we may not have that either. Let's see. A lot of times you will just have a year and not a month. Oh, actually, we do have a month. June 2017. We got that right there. June 2017. Inclusive pages, we'll just copy and paste that as well. 21 through 30. Boom. And I don't have ISSN or call number right away. I'm not looking it up right now, so we're just going to skip those. They don't necessarily need that anyway. And you probably want to give them about 2 weeks, but usually these are fulfilled within 72 hours. Most of them are fulfilled within 72 hours. And yeah, I'm not putting all that in either. All right, and then you hit request. And now I've got an outstanding request and I am awaiting the processing. And then what happens from here is once they have actually processed my request and actually have my article, they will email it to me. So I'll get an email in my inbox, my university inbox from the library, and it'll give me instructions on how to download the article. I download it and then I have it forever. So that's how interlibrary loan works, and that's how you can access articles that you would normally have to pay for. That's how you can access them through the school without having to pay. So make sure you remember this, and make sure that you also share this information if you're working at a reference desk, or share it with classmates or anyone. This is very, very useful information, and most libraries actually do have access to an interlibrary loan, because in order to well, let me say this, like, there are libraries throughout the United States, actually throughout the world, lending stuff through interlibrary loan, and in order to receive things, it's good practice to also loan things out. But then also, a lot of these libraries also get a small payment for providing something through interlibrary loan, and so that helps with library revenues as well. So that's pretty much how that works. I kept it under 20 minutes. This will be very rare, and I do hope that you sped this up. I'm usually way over 20 minutes, but in this case, let's keep it under 20 minutes since we managed to do it. So I am Dr. Jace, and you have no reason to quarantine in place. I don't know. But enjoy your life, but make sure that you wear a mask if you are immunocompromised, or if you plan to be around people who are immunocompromised. I guess that's how we're going to make that rhyme work this week. I will see you next week, and next week we will talk about common mistakes within APA. I will see you then.